Good morning. Good morning. You are now tuned in to the pre-market PulseScan with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com. I know. Don't shoot me. I got busy. Couldn't do the end of day report last night. But you know what? I'm gonna make it up to you this morning. We're gonna knock out a couple of charts and we're gonna keep it moving. I got to be somewhere, so we're going to make this as quick as possible. All right, let's jump right on in. All right, so starting with the market news that is going to affect today's trading. All right. Hey, what's up, Rob? Good looking out, my man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the love and support. Don't forget to hit that like button. All right, so the European Union is planning an industrial data push and rules to rein in U.S. tech giants. The European Commission laid out proposals to exploit regional data, govern artificial intelligence, and constrain the likes of Facebook, Google, and Amazon. Now, you would think just on the surface that sounds a little harsh. Like, why are they targeting these three, tech giant U.S. companies? Well, remember, the European Union, when it comes to Europe, they are a very privacy-oriented country. Now, I know that sounds weird because of all the cameras up in the UK, right? But when it comes to your personal data, since Google, Facebook, and Amazon do sell data and package data, that's not allowed in Europe. So they're proposing legislations and stuff, and they're jumping ahead of the curve and saying, "Nah, you're not even going to be able to do this artificial intelligence nonsense y'all trying to do either. You ain't gonna be able to do that hither." So this is what this legislation is for. They're jumping ahead of it, getting ahead of it, and putting stuff in place to stop it. A Bank of England speech that moved markets was reportedly leaked to a currency trader in a private chat. The central bank's deputy governor gave a speech in July 2017 that was leaked to a trader more than an hour early, the Times of London reported. Adidas sales plunged 85% in China as coronavirus ravages demand. We have been experiencing a material negative impact from the coronavirus outbreak on our operations in China, the German sportswear giant said. Now, we talked about this yesterday as far as, impact, how everything comes, is China is your manufacturing hub. So, of course, it's going to affect sales, it's going to affect trade, it's going to affect how products move in and out of the country. But let's back up just for once. I was remiss in commenting on this. Okay, the story about the Bank of England speech that moved markets was reportedly leaked to a currency trader in a private chat. First of all, that's old hat here in the States. As a matter of fact, if you have the money and the wherewithal to do so, you can actually get government reports and things like that given to you moments in advance. All right, that's just the way it is. Okay, it's the land of greedy capitalism, not righteous capitalism, but greedy capitalism. And so if you have the money and the wherewithal, you can get certain reports and announcements given to you before the public sees it. That's been going on for a long time. That's nothing new. Don't forget, we have high frequency trading where you can get your orders ahead of everyone else's in the market, in the price ladder. All these little, things that give people that have the money an edge over the average retail person who does not have that. Okay, so yes, this is old hat, nothing new. I don't know how that even became a news story. All right, Trump is working on a very big trade deal with India. The president said he wasn't sure if he would be completed before the election. Okay. Hey, Trump is the deal king. We know that. All right. So I'm not surprised by him putting a deal in. And it's funny that they mentioned India. Did I not just finish talking about India yesterday? I covered that. I said China is the manufacturing hub, and India is the what? The communications, the customer service hub. All right, duh. So it's no big deal. So now I'm not shocked that he's working on a big deal with India. All right. So again, I come out with information, and then there's stories that follow up my information. Sometimes days after, sometimes a day after, but pretty much immediately after I tell you guys something, there's always news to come out. All right. SoftBank plans to borrow up to $4.5 billion using its domestic telecom shares as collateral. The Japanese conglomerate is borrowing from 16 institutions to top up its cash reserves and cover general costs. Qatar Airways increases its stake in Bank of America owner IAG to 25.1%. So that's not Bank of America, that's Boeing, I'm sorry. The Middle Eastern airline previously held 21.4% of the conglomerate, which also owns carriers Iberia, Aer Lingus, and Vueling. I think that's how you pronounce that. Mike Bloomberg pledges to sell his company if he's elected president. The billionaire and former New York City mayor will sell his financial information business if he wins the White House, his campaign said. Stocks are broadly up. In Europe, Germany's DAX rose 0.5%, Britain's FTSE 100 rose 0.7%, and the Euro Stoxx 50 rose 0.5%. In Asia, China's Shanghai Composite slid 0.3%, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng climbed 0.5%, and Japan's Nikkei jumped 0.9%. U.S. stocks are set to open higher with futures underlining the Dow Jones and S&P 500 up 0.3% and NASDAQ futures up 0.5%. Earnings are streaming out. Let's see, Rosneft and Worldline are among the highlights. There's plenty of data on the docket today. Housing figures and Fed speeches will be closely watched. You bet they will be. All right. Other notable news that's out there, news pieces. They're talking about, Nora Rubini, Dr. Doom, is talking about gold and white swans of 2020. They're talking about supply chains that are the most at risk, doing all this stuff going on with China. And I don't have time to get into all of that because, like I said, I have to be somewhere. So we're going to jump right now into the overnight markets, and we'll see if we can jump into some charts. All right, so overnight markets, here we go. Are there any two-bar Charlies? Let's see if there are some. All right, so Dow futures up 92 points at 29,302. NASDAQ 100 futures up 47 and a quarter at 96.83 half, of which I am still holding a long futures position. E-mini S&P 500 up 10 and 3/4 points at 33.80. Russell up 6.6 points now at 1689.70. Bitcoin futures down 65 bucks at 10,185. So back above 10,000. I believe there was someone here on YouTube that was explaining how 10,000 would be the new support for the Bitcoin on its way up to 18,000. Does anyone remember who that was? I know who it was. It was the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, yours truly. Now, natural gas is down 2 cents at $1.96. Crude oil is rallying. It is up 82 cents at $53.12. The long bond is down 17/30 seconds at 162.20. And gold is up $3.10. It's above $1,600 an ounce now at 1606.90. Silver above $18. It's up 13 cents at $18.28. And by the way, it's still looking at front month March contracts on both gold and silver futures. The US dollar is up 12 pips at 99.56, climbing toward that par handle that I've been telling you about for the last 18 or plus months or so. Euro is down 3 pips at 108.09, and soybean futures are down. I'm sorry, yeah, soybean futures down 6 at 886 and a quarter, and corn down 1 and a quarter at 381 and 3/4. I can tell you right now that the soybean futures will probably uptick shortly because China's a big buyer of our soybeans. So I think once this virus thing blows over, I think the beans could get a nice little run. Don't know if we'll see beans in the teens this year, but you never know. Anything can happen, right? All right, so that's the overnight market. Now it's time to do something else. It's time to look at some charts. All right, I have a couple of demands here, so give me just a second. I need to look and see if something exists on my list or not. Let's see here. I think I may have this one, but you just never know. Let's see. Oh, yep, we do have it. Okay. All right, we do have it. So I'm going to go ahead and add this one to the charts, and we'll do this one first. All right, let's get the charts open. All right, so I got gold there. Okay. All right, we're going to do gold today. We'll do silver. We'll do the NASDAQ. And I always get requests for this one, so we'll do that one. And then we'll look at oil. All right. And that's all I have time for. So let me add that other thing that they wanted to see. And then we'll be done. Okay, so equities. Let's see. Okay. And here we go. All right. Once again, sorry I had to press for time today. Excuse me. Y'all know how it is. It just be like that sometimes. You want to do more, but you can only do what you can do when you have time constraints. Am I right? All right. Let's see. Okay, so that one. Okay, let me take a look. Let me see. All right. I did that solid. All right. Let's line these up. And I forgot one of the most important ones. Let's go ahead and do it right now. Because if I don't, I know you guys will be coming from ahead, and we can't have that now, can we? All right. So first things first, out of requests, so I don't forget, we're going to go into this one first. Pull this up. Okay. All right, let's switch over so you guys can see my screen. All right. Okay. So the first one we have is from requests from the trading room. So we're going to go ahead and throw this up real quick. This is Hubs. Ticker is HUBS. It is an equity. All right. So on this one, we are bullish. We do have the bull here in the bottom right-hand corner. We got our bullish reading on the trend. But the downside is that we have a negative momentum alert. And then on the following, this was on Friday, Monday. Well, I can't say Monday will close. So Tuesday, excuse me, gave us a official crash alert. So we have an official crash alert coming into the market today on Hubs. So it's looking like this one may try to pull back If it does, then the trend line support is right here. All right, this orange line right here. So you're looking at a possible pullback of 174.36 would be in play. All right, so if it does not pull back, then you're going to deal with two things. You got two back-to-back bullish pointers, this one here and this one here. So this could see the market try to push up to 200, all right? Now, these primary crash alerts and primary rally alerts are good for 3 to 5 days out. So definitely, if you're long this market, make sure your stops are in. All right, if you get stopped out with profit, it is what it is. Okay. Markets can always go above and beyond whatever we think. There's an old saying that markets can remain irrational longer than we can remain solvent. So don't force your opinion on the market. Trade what you see, do what you do, but make sure your stops are in, okay? Also, this is a bearish pointer here. So chances are these two will cancel out each other, and now we have a range established. So it's possible that the market will trade inside of the $200.44 high and the $193.10 low. So you have a $7 range that has been established in this stock. And my best guess will be that the market's going to try to stay within that range today. All right. So there you have it on hubs. All right. Now, the next request that I got is on XRP. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get that jumped in there real quick. That's Ripple. All right. So we're in a crypto space now. We're looking at XRP. The Ripple. As you can see here, we do have a red grizzly bear on the screen. All right. The trend is bearish. And we're coming off of a primary rally alert, which we got. The market did break out, so I'm expecting this market to continue its upward thrust, even though we've started a bearish weekly trend momentum. All right, so there is a possibility that this could turn. But right now, we trade what we see. Right now, we're going to go with this rally alert. And if you are long the market, you're going to want to make sure your stops are in just in case it reverses, because we're still on the back of this right here. So we have to be careful in what we see. All right, because you could still reverse. It could also pop back up, but you still got to these are the kind of things you got to watch. So we're expecting a continuation pattern today. I'm expecting the market to remain bullish today, but just make sure you got your stops in. All right. That's all I can tell you on that one. All right. So the next chart we're going to look at now is Bitcoin. All right. This is your Bitcoin, and we got a bear right here. Okay. We're in a bearish market with bearish weekly trend momentum. The market is officially in a corrective state, but we have a rally alert for today, folks. Okay. I'm expecting higher prices today because of this rally alert. All right, so we'll see what happens. So far, the market is playing out to the tune of the rally alert in Bitcoin. This alert, of course, went out yesterday evening, and here we are. It's playing out right now. That's the power of these crash alerts and these rally alerts. The markets tend to play out with them, pretty quickly. So it's very important, to be ready to move when you see these. All right. It's very important. You got to watch it. You got to make sure that you are in tune to the momentum of the market. All right. So higher prices for Bitcoin is what I see for today. Going into crude oil futures now. We went over the pre-market. You can see we got that pop. Market is bullish. We got bullish weekly trend momentum here. But we had a negative momentum alert for today because we have this bearish pointer, but the market is popping. So it looks like it's trying to get back up toward the trend line resistance. And right now that's at 55.29. Okay. So trend line resistance is at 55.29. So it's going to try to get somewhere in the neighborhood of there before I think the bears will come in and try to smash it back down again. But we are right now under the auspices of this primary rally alert that we had, several days ago. So we'll see what happens. All right. But I'm expecting higher prices today for crude oil futures. All right, looking at the NASDAQ 100 futures contract, of which I am currently long with a stop. All right, you can see the market is bullish, bull right here. The tech sector has been pretty strong. Right now, we're moving off of the back of the primary rally alert that we had back here, followed by the secondary rally alert that we had right here. Had a negative momentum reading coming into today with a somewhat bearish pointer. That has not manifested itself as of yet. The market is pushing higher. So I'm expecting more of the same, higher prices for today with an eye on the negative momentum alert. The last negative momentum alert we had was back here, and we got no follow through. All right. So we'll have to wait and see. The one prior to this one was a very long time ago. It was way back here. And yes, we did get follow through, followed by a reversal soon after. All right. So that's what it is, folks. The NASDAQ is looking like it does not want to correct. We have had a pullback, which was right here, but no correction. All right. So got to trade what you see, right? So higher prices for the NASDAQ is expected for today. All right, Max R is another one I always get questions about. Market is bullish. The trend is bullish. The bull right here in the bottom right-hand corner. You got bullish weekly trend momentum. See the green line. But you got a crash alert coming into today. So you definitely want to watch this one. This is a primary crash alert. All right, so prices could correct today. Remember, primary crash alerts are good for 3 to 5 days out, as are secondary crash and rally alerts. So this one looks like it may be done. We're coming off of this primary rally alert here and the secondary rally alert here. And it looks like the market is now done and has reversed. Trend line support seems to be in play right now on Max R, which is at $16.29, which is right here. So I'm expecting lower prices. Lower prices are in play for this one right now. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got silver futures on this one. All right, we got the beginning of a bull. We got a little bull right here. Got some green right here, and we got a bullish momentum, weekly trend momentum coming off of a secondary rally alert from yesterday evening, and the market seems to be playing out just well in that one. So we're expecting higher prices in that particular market as well. Next on the list is gold futures. All right, so gold futures are here. All right, so we got a rally alert for today. We have the green bull. We got the beginning stages of a bull market, and we're under the mechanics of a weekly bullish trend momentum reading. So higher prices are expected in gold futures today. All right, and there was one more someone asked about. So let me add it real quick. It is here. All right. People want to know what saith Tesla. All right. So as you can see here, we got that stage 1 correction looking like we were going to get a 2, but it didn't. We got to fill this gap and this gap for it to be a stage 2 correction. Right now, it's looking like we're going to, do it slowly, and it's going to come down and do it. We're still in that corrective state. If we take off to the moon without filling these two, that means whatever rally you see is going to be short-lived, because these two gaps down here have to be reconcile before you really see a bull run. So I'm expecting lower prices, to be honest with you, because we're in this corrective state. I know we got the bullish weekly trend momentum. I know we're coming off of a strong momentum warning. All right, bullish momentum warning. The market did pop out and created another gap. So I think it may fill that gap today. It's hard to say, but the more gaps you create, the more corrections you got coming to you. So if you are long Tesla, only thing I can tell you is make sure your stop is in there. All right. If it's looking like it wants to get jiggy in pre-market hours or extended hours trading, then you may not have a choice but to go in there with your limit order and get the heck out of the market. All right. So do with that as you will. All right. So that's all I got time for today, folks. I'm so sorry about that. So Lord willing, all things being equal, I will be back for the end of day report this evening. Also, you don't want to miss this Friday's webinar. I cannot stress that enough. You're going to want to go to pulsewavetrading.com and register for the webinar. We're going to cover some things and more announcements and surprises. Also, if you haven't taken advantage of it, you need to run to pulsewavetrading.com. Get yourself a 6-pack. All right, quench your thirst. You need a 6-pack. Also, you can get one for a friend. Get a 6-pack. PulseWaveTrading.com. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And don't forget to hit that like button. Share the video with someone. You never know who you may encourage with it or help. And if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe notification button, hit the bell so you can be notified of upcoming content from PulseWaveTrading.com. Everyone have a blessed trading day. Peace out. See you in the trading room.